Hello and welcome to the Election Corner on One Man Think Tank. I know it's a little bit out of date, but this is when I could upload the video, and it's my channel, and I want to talk about it. So I'm talking about a little bit more timely to when the poll was released, but it's still going to hopefully hold relevance in about 3 days' time. The Military Times did a poll of active duty service members and their opinions on President Trump and Vice President Biden, and numbers ain't good for Trump. And so we'll start off with the obvious one. This poll doesn't add up to, I don't believe it adds up to 20%. I think it's missing 10%. That's just due to the fact that 10% would vote. But to give you an idea, I can't remember if it was here. So we got some good views about the opinions, the troops' opinions of Trump, and it kind of shuts down. There we go. The argument the military really, really loves Trump and would support him. So if the election were held today, who would you vote for in 2016, the month before the election? Trump was at 40%, Clinton was at 20%, and third party held about a third of the vote. While in 2020, Trump has dropped 3 points. Biden is 21 points over where Clinton was, and third party naturally lost votes to Biden. And how can I put this? These are really bad numbers for Trump. So first off, if you see anyone talking about, there could be a coup, like the military, they'll blindly support Trump. This should be enough proof for you, especially when we go back up to here, to what is your opinion, Trump? And it is almost perfectly 50% dislike him, with the vast majority being very unfavorable, with the chunk being neutral almost perfectly with that third party vote, and then only a quarter very favorable. If you're the commander-in-chief, you want your military to like you. Now, of course, they had to pull from people who were reading Military Times such, but so far Military Times has historically been the best pollster for the military and have been pretty accurate. And yeah, so they do this poll every year of the favorability of Trump, and he started off with almost 50% and is now at just 38%. He has literally inverted his score on favorable and unfavorable. That's not where you want to be. If you can't even win the military vote, it means you are having trouble getting into those classic conservative categories. And yeah, I just need to bring this up because this is really important if you're following election news. I could see how you would miss this poll because it's not of a major state, but it shows Donald Trump has failed to permeate with much of the community that he's supposed to support. And we can see this especially in the fact that there is a 42% very unfavorable rating. Not only do the majority of people dislike him, the majority of people really dislike him. While out of those who like him, the majority really like him, but that's only a third compared to almost 80%. So that means if you had to put it up on election day, the guys in the dark colors are the ones who are definitely going to turn out for or against. And you don't want a majority of the military who you really need to be your, it's one of the key Republican backbones, to be voting against you. And that's the point I keep trying to make. We keep hearing this scenario of, the Republicans will just undermine the traditional Democratic base. A key factor here is the Republicans aren't winning the traditional Republican base, and this poll just goes to prove it more. There is no scenario where you have Joe Biden doing, Joe Biden has a very high floor and Trump has a very low ceiling. At the top of this article, they have a video ready to play, and it kind of perfectly covers why um, they probably don't want to vote for Trump. It starts with Marines get moldy sandwiches. I know it was probably one tiny batch of Marines who got bad sandwiches, but it just kind of summarizes, not to mention the fact he had like the bounty issue and all that jazz, and is saying, frankly, the collapse of military support for Trump. I'm willing to bet they will turn out and vote. A lot of the guys who are saying, well, I'll show up for Biden will still vote Republican on the down ballot. But Trump doesn't get those votes, and that's the really important part. They can't just sabotage. There are a lot of people who are going to show up to vote against Trump and will vote normally on the down ballot, which is why the Senate and House aren't as volatile as the president is. Yeah, these are really bad numbers for Trump and are probably indicative of the issues he's facing all over the Republican base. So, if you like the video, leave a like and drop a comment down below. If you want to see more from the channel, click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can see when more content comes out. If you would like to support the channel anyway, just click the subscribe button. No need for the notification bell. That way you can check the channel at your leisure, but I can still benefit from your support. I also have a Twitter, at OneManThinkTan1, the numeral. Link down in the description below. Otherwise, as always, have a wonderful day.